Hi everybody, how's it going? Today I want to talk about a very bold statement that I really like because it kind of helps me a lot when I'm into some of those very lazy moments or intimidated moments when I know I should be doing something, and for some reason I always know I should be doing something else. um, sort of. But this little philosophy, it's very simple, it's very obvious common sense, but we often trick ourselves into thinking otherwise. So the statement goes something like this. The first time I heard it, it was from Gary Vaynerchuk. It says, anything is better than zero, right? So let me explain what this means for me. I mean, maybe you already got the thing, but it is that once you are kind of intimidated by a task, we talked about this in the inertia, and this has a lot to do with the inertia subject. Once you're intimidated and you feel like you should be doing something, you have to do something, but it just looks so big and daunting and frightening and difficult to do. Just you may engage yourself in thought and planning and talking about it without doing anything, actually, which is what would get the thing solved, right? So this happens to me all the time. I don't know if it is because I have a lot of things that I could be doing or because I just don't do anything. I think it's a mixture of the two. But generally, this philosophy is very key when I'm lucky enough to remember it, because it tells me that, well, maybe I don't have to do everything, or maybe anything, and that's a great word. Anything is better than zero. So 0.01 is better than zero. And that is great. Now, it doesn't mean that 0.01 is enough, right? But what we probably should be focusing on is on what we can do. And if we can't do the whole thing right now, and this has to do with a lot to do with inertia, maybe we can do 0.01. And once we do 0.01, well, we are closer. And believe it or not, this being closer is something that we feel, that we have at least a sense of maybe pride or motivation, or we pick up speed, anything, but we really feel when we have done something that's not zero. And that can turn into a cascade reaction of activity or motivation or whatever that's needed for you to tackle the whole thing or part of the whole thing. That maybe would not have been possible without thinking it in the terms of anything is better than zero. And it is because what you really are saying is that either I do everything or I do nothing. You're saying that no, it is not the case that anything is better than zero. Only doing it all, completing it all, is better than zero. And the problem with that philosophy that we often have when we're tackling intimidating problems is that the distance between the whole thing being completed and zero is so big that it is actually the most intimidating part of the whole thing. So if you can cut through that by just saying, hey, but 0.01 is also better, it's at least better, so just go at least better. So I think we can always be focusing ourselves on what we can do. And if we get this anything is better than zero mindset, we can actually discover more of what we actually can do. And because we've validated it as it is better, then we will actually probably go and do it. And once we are in the moving position, once we are in a new way, now it's not zero. It might be 0.1, it may be 1, it may be 30, maybe 40%. I don't know how far you get in the first strike, but you get further. And further is what you need to get to the point you're going. This is pretty much something that I think can be very helpful when you are overstressed by a situation. And also reminding you of another quote, which is very corny, but if you kind of buy it, it may move you. And it moved me once, as I talked in another video, and it was this thing. It was something very stupid, but if you get the core idea, something like losers find excuses and winners find solutions, or something like that. In other words, you could find any of those two things, and both are available, solutions and excuses, and you have to choose wisely what you are looking for, because that's what you will find and that's what you will get. So that's pretty much it. I hope the video was of some help to you. Yeah, I really like the anything is better than zero quote. Hope you find it interesting and useful too, and I'll see you on the next video tomorrow. Bye bye.